Imagine being told that even the salt on your food didn't belong to you. A simple pinch of salt, something every human needs, had become a symbol of oppression. In 1930, one man decided to challenge the mighty British Empire, not with guns or violence, but with a peaceful walk. That walk would become one of the greatest acts of civil disobedience in world history. This is the story of the Salt March. By the early 20th century, India was under British rule. The British government imposed heavy taxes on many everyday goods, including salt. Indians were forbidden from making their own salt, even along their own coastline. Instead, they had to buy heavily taxed salt from the British. This tax affected everyone, rich and poor alike. Mahatma Gandhi realized that salt was more than a seasoning. It was a necessity for every family. If Indians united against the salt tax, the entire nation could stand together. On March 2, 1930, Gandhi wrote a letter to the Viceroy Lord Irwin, urging the British government to end unjust policies. The demands were rejected. Gandhi then announced a peaceful march to the Arabian Sea to make salt in defiance of British law. The world watched with curiosity. Few expected this peaceful protest to change history. On March 12, 1930, Mahatma Gandhi, then 61 years old, began the journey from Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad with 78 carefully chosen volunteers. Over the next 24 days, they walked approximately 390 kilometers, passing through dozens of villages. Every day, more people joined the movement. Crowds gathered to hear Gandhi's speeches on freedom, unity, and non-violence. The march transformed from a small protest into a nationwide movement. On the morning of April 6, 1930, Gandhi reached Dandi, a small coastal village in present-day Gujarat. He bent down, picked up a lump of natural salt from the seashore, and declared that he had broken the British salt law. That simple act inspired millions across India. People began making salt, buying illegal salt, and openly refusing to obey the unjust law. The British government responded with mass arrests. More than 60,000 people, including Gandhi, were imprisoned. Despite the arrests, protesters remained committed to non-violence. International newspapers reported the movement extensively, bringing global attention to India's struggle for independence. The Salt March showed that peaceful resistance could challenge even the world's most powerful empire. Although the salt tax was not immediately abolished, the Salt March transformed India's independence movement. Millions of ordinary Indians joined the struggle for freedom. The campaign strengthened the civil disobedience movement and increased international support for India's demand for self-rule. The Salt March became a powerful example of non-violent resistance and later inspired leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela. The Salt March was never just about salt. It was about dignity, justice, and the courage to resist oppression without violence. A journey that began with only 78 volunteers became a movement that united millions. It proved that determination and peaceful protest could change the course of history. Nearly a century later, the footsteps of the Salt March still echo as a reminder that even the smallest acts of courage can inspire a nation. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from history. Let us know in the comments which historical event you'd like us to cover next. Thank you for watching.